My name is Brooke Moreno, and I'm a Keys alumnus from 2009. I now work for the Keys Internship, and I'm here to help you prepare your personal statement for the Keys application. You have no doubt written many papers during your time in school. However, preparing a letter of interest is a much different writing process. Your letter of interest for the Keys application needs to tell us who you are, why you want to participate in Keys, and why we should select you ahead of another candidate. This is hard to achieve in an 800-word count, which is our requirement. We have created this video to help you prepare your letter of interest for your Keys application. You can find the instructions in creating your personal statement on our Keys website, located at keys.pharmacy.arizona.edu/application instruction. There are 5 phases in creating a letter of interest. The first phase is planning, the second phase is drafting, in the third phase you craft, the fourth phase you edit, and in the final phase you allow yourself extra time. In the first phase of creating your letter of interest, you plan. During planning, you create a timeline for the other phases of preparation. For the first phase of planning, you should allow yourself 30 minutes to sit down and really think about how you're going to construct your letter. You need to look at the instructions found on the website and break down what is required of you. You will need to create a timeline for the 4 other phases. You should allow yourself an hour for each phase and set them on different days. You want to work on the phases on different days so that you allow yourself time to walk away from the project. You don't want to become overwhelmed with the work, and it also gives your brain time to think subconsciously about it, so that you come back with more ideas and more creative ideas. In the second phase of creating your letter of interest, you create the first draft. It is important that you create multiple drafts. The selection committee can tell when you jump from your first draft to your final draft. In these first few drafts, it's not important that it's pretty or ready to be submitted. You just need to get all of your ideas on paper, and you can work on formatting it later. During this phase, make sure you address each of the prompts provided to you on the website. In the third phase of working on your letter of interest, you craft the details. This is where you add information, delete information, and move things around. This is also the time to work on your examples. For instance, rather than just telling us you're a hard worker, give us an example. During this phase, you will start to clean up your draft and make sure that you fall within the word limit. This is where you will have other people look at your draft. You should have at least 3 separate eyes look at your paper. This can be your parents, your peers, or your teachers. In the fourth phase, you will edit your draft. This is where you should run spell check and verify your word count. In this phase, you should also print your draft and read it aloud. Reading aloud will help you catch any places where it doesn't flow. You can also have someone else read your draft and see if they catch anything that you did not. In the 5th and final phase, this is your extra time to produce your final draft. This is where you will make your final edits and prepare your letter of interest for submission. This can also be the time that you submit your letter of interest to the Keys website. Remember that your letter of interest is submitted with your application. Writing your personal statement should be fun. And remember, the selection committee reads hundreds of letters of interest, so make sure that you do not procrastinate and that yours stands out. Keys staff will be ready to support you if you ever have any questions. You can find application instructions and contact for Keys staff on our website, located at keys.pharmacy.arizona.edu. Thank you for your interest in our program, and we look forward to your application.